Hi all, welcome to the Kaskel Tape podcast. Kaskel is a community building as a learning platform for students as well as budding entrepreneurs. If you are a person who is seeking out a career in startup field or you are seeking a career in placements, Kaskel will be your one point for all the learning materials. So Kaskel is trying to build up a vast learning experience for you through startup stories, learning from experience of good entrepreneurs through podcast and many more case studies of businesses. So today in our Kaskel Tape podcast series, we are having Dr. Ganapathi, who is a very enthusiastic personality and a teacher for last 15 years. He has been a startup mentor, also has a vast experience in educating people to create startups, and many people has got advantage of it. So I'm really glad to have him on Dayas today. Welcome you, sir. How are you, first of all?
Yeah, I'm fine. Fine, Rasan. How is going your life now?
It's going good. So first of all, I'd like to know, you being a teacher, it has been a long way, right? So you have, how much years you have been in teaching profile?
More than the 14 years.
Yes, you have been for 14 years. So personally, I think what most of the students does is, at a certain point of time, if it is school, we make it up to 10th or 12th, we leave the staff there. We don't even mind them after that. Sometimes during the teachers' days, we wish them or do something. After that, we don't take them a big deal. Similarly to college, the 3 years or 4 years where we are traveling, we just cross the beautiful days there and we leave off you. But you being in the same position for all the 14 years now, how do you feel, sir, being as a teacher and mentoring every person, every student being in the college? What does it mean to you entirely?
Yeah, just for fun, I said still I'm college student. I think
Definitely.
Think in my mind, that is why I'm well close with all the students. Just there is no generation gap between the students and me. Still, I think my mind itself, I'm like as a college student. That is a very frankly and closely interact with of my students very nicely. Then only easily move with the very energetic and environmental very good. I will going with a very jolly life in my college life itself currently.
Right, sir. So I want to know, what connection do you feel with students now, that is the current generation, and how was your days? Oh, that is, I don't like to wish to tell your age now, but he is not as young as you see now. His age is just a number here. So I wish to know, you would have crossed a lot in your life. So being in career as a 15 years teacher, so you just guess the age. But what do you think the generation of students, how they were in the previous years, where you studied, where you came upon, and how the students are now? And also tell me something about your life journey, how it was and what made you to come as a teacher here.
Okay, it's my passion to come to the teacher is my passion. That is why my dream also. My career started as the 2006. I started as a BE mechanical engineering in Dindigul PSNA college. I completed in the mechanical engineering. Then after completing the year of 2006, then I will go to join as the MA heat power engineering in CIT, Coimbatore Institute of Technology, government aided institutions. 2 years I completed. Then again I started as a research in the 2009 I got the placement in the TCS company. But at the time I didn't like to go to the TCS because I like more passion to teach field, that's like the passion. Then I go to higher study of doctorate I have done in 2009 the non-institute. 2015 I completed doctorate in the field of mechanical engineering, particularly in the IC engine. What I have done it in my PhD research work is the alternative fuel in the topic. What I have done it, my alternative fuel is by using of plastic oil. By using the plastic oil in the engine to run the engine, and successfully the engine is run. That is, when I was a research, I had done it at that time. My paper is reviewed by IIT Professor Gaugati and give the high recommended doctorate committees members have given a doctorate for me at the time of this ones. At the time, what is happening in my research, what is happening in my research, the pollution level is somewhat high compared to the diesel and petrol. Whenever you are using the oil or plastic oil, the pollution level is somewhat high. Then what I have done it, by using the adding of 10% of methanol in the fuel, for the pollution level it's going to be reduced. That is in my paper article submitted in the elsewhere journals. Almost up to now the Google citation is almost 300 plus citation going in the only one paper. Still the research I have done it in this area. Once after that completed, I started a career as a professor in the RVS college in Coimbatore. of 5 years. Then I was working as a HOD of a mechatronics department in 2015 itself. Then next I switched over to 2015 to 2000 as a Tamil Nadu Engineering College, the first self-finance college in all over Tamil Nadu. I started as a college in 1984. That time I started in the mechanical engineering 2 years. Then after that I switched over from write the exams. I switched over to the government aided institution of Tyagaraja Polytechnic College. The first started in the year 1958. It started in the almost 66 years of Tyagaraja Polytechnic is running here. I started the career as 6 years before entered to the Tyagaraja Polytechnic College. Still now I am working as a professor in the Tyagaraja Polytechnic Colleges. What happening in base at the base time I am working as a HODs, and that time I am mostly focusing on the research and the administration academic oriented. The result focusing only the colleges levels. What you are question asking to me, what is your college level at the time? Now what you are say that questions to ask to me. Whenever I am studied at the time of only we are focusing only result oriented outcome only. That's what I'm saying. Only whatever you have to write the exam, get the what the mark, that's the result oriented. Then you do some research and submit the projects and get the mark. Then go to the higher study or you get the placement. Company, some IT company, that is only focusing on these areas. We are not any focusing about the startup, innovation, entrepreneur. That is nothing in the mind in the all the faculties itself and students itself. There is no idea about this topic and researches and things. Only they focus on research and development of project work and submit the paper and publish the article. You can attend the conferences and attend the submission paper in the journals. These are the process. These are the roadmap. You are done it in the previous of education system. Now the current what happening current scenario, current era, new eras, what's going in the research, what going in the education entirely changes with them. The research part is going. The research is one of the area of the beginning the key role of startup. But the new innovations, new development, it's not in focusing of technology, not only more technology is oriented, more about what are they doing now. The research is only focusing on new, to find out the new innovation and start the startup and do the business. Now the government itself, the college itself, the curriculum itself, they have filled the gap, find out the new syllabus, the frame of entrepreneur startup. In our colleges, Polytechnic itself, now we are introducing the new course of startup entrepreneurs courses were introduced. In government and the central government, they are matching the AICT, Minister of Education, they introduced the IIC, Institution Innovation Council, the new platform introduced to every institution they are having, will be creating the IIC, Institution Innovation Council. This is one of the platform for students that give the awareness and encourage them.
Coming back to the question, you said about the startup ecosystem, everything, but I'd like to make a pause over there, and I'd like to know more thing about your research, sir. You said your research was in plastic fuel, right? And what actually it brings out, sir? What is the environmental impact of bringing such plastic fuel?
We know that one, very good questions you are asking to me. You know that the plastic, how much environment impact creating now. The waste plastics, like as the polythene, PET bottles and plastic switch boxes, what you do, you not can be recycling, but we can, some other recycling plastics, we order to do be recycling, it converted into oil. We are adding it some catalyst, that's plastics we recycling converted into oil. The oil is be like, what is the oil, the properties be like almost diesel. The calorific value of the plastic oil is, the level is 43 to 44 kilojoule per kg. It's almost a diesel calorific value. The calorific value is very, very important for properties for run the engines. So that is all similar to that once we are run the engines. So if we have come back to reduce the pollution impact of the society, we have done the research in the area. So when the output of the exhaust gas coming from the engine, the gases CO emission, NOx emission, OH emission, CO carbon monoxide, the emissions level is somewhat high. So how to reduce the emissions level? We are adding up ethanol, methanol 10% to the diesel with the plastic oil. Automatically it can be reduced. I have done the wonderful research at the time. So all the research scholars, external examiner, internal examiners, and recommended, be given a high recommended given to them. And further, there is still the research going in this area. Still, we are using the plastic oil.
When did you complete this research?
No, we didn't complete. We have done it. That some of the still you can see and go and see the Google searches how the plastic oil nowadays we are using in India and foreign and some other African countries. Still they are using the research in. Still they are using the plastic oil in the engine and fish sports and flights also are using. You can see that. You can see that.
Even now, recently I shared up a news that Nitin Gadkari has released a brand car with the mixed fuels, which has a maximum of ethanol and other components inside, right? So really that is a great view from the research point of view that you are saying, sir. And I'm sure most of the technical audience would have understood that more better. And but even it is more clear that how the impact of plastics is turned into a fuel. And what does the catalyst actually do? Does it dissolve the plastic into a liquid, or is there any other machinery process?
This catalyst is one of the confidential ones. They apply the pattern for this one, so I can't able to tell to everybody that is.
Okay, sorry, I did not.
That's no easy, sir. That's the catalyst is a very important for a phenomena to be converted in the oil, convert the plastic solid to liquid and give the improve the properties of the fuels.
That's great. That's great. Right, coming back to the startup ecosystem which we are speaking on, what do you think that startup ecosystem right now, because before decades obviously the startup ecosystem doesn't boom that much, if I know. Even for the past this decade only, the startup is being spoken very much, and even in the college days, even in the diploma days, to be frank. So how do you think the startup ecosystem started, and where the change actually happened to bring the minds of building a startup to the place of students? What actually happened, and why the government has thought to bring out the startup thoughts inside the students' mind?
Yeah, that's what is the main agenda, main aim, why the government may focus on made in India, make in India. That's the reason. Simple is you want to do the development in India itself, do the product developer system. That is the reasons only they gave the enormous amount of fund is delivered by the government, central government, also state government, school itself, the college itself. They want to develop the new innovation, and they give a lot of fund is there. Tamil Nadu student TNSI 2020, 21, 20 EDA government entrepreneurs development innovation institution in the Tamil Nadu itself. They given the colleges. They find out the new innovation. They give the fund of 1 lakh, 5 lakhs IVP program. Some of the programs is there. They give the fund to them about 10 lakhs up to 10 lakhs is up to they are ready to give the fund for the new innovations product. In central government, they give a lot of scheme is there. Similar to nowadays, so AIC spicy scheme. They given the lakhs of 1 lakh rupees for funded for conduct the programs to promote the entrepreneurs innovation culture ecosystem in the college itself. They also central government they give the push and create the awareness of creating a policy, national startup innovation policy in the college itself. Every institution has making the policy for education, and similar to the culture of creating the eco culture system, innovation system, entrepreneurship and IPR. Based on these areas, we give us creating some policy for the students and faculty, can give the encouragement. The faculty also can start up. That's the promotions are given by state government and central government. Entire system now the focusing from the higher studies or academic switch over into entrepreneurship, innovation, startup. That is the mantra now. So what do you mean? Don't be of the logo or mantra will be of continuously being rises in the colleges now. Tomorrow the government of today, I think tomorrow will be our prime chief minister. We start that global investor meet. In global investment is going to be started in Chennai. So they also be planning with how much of a 40 agenda they want to say. They don't say the main theme of this one: sustainability, innovations, and some other things. So still, yeah. So what's happening? Each colleges they nominating one innovation ambassador. The student will move to the. We will go and meet that trademark. We won't see that once. That's much of promotion support they given by the government. So what the aim? All the governments in India and state and central, they want to create a new innovation, new era, new decades. They're focusing on the startup. I think you can see that in the last 10 years, how much strategy of more than 68,000 of new startups they developed. I think that's I may see that this is one of the articles I started once. That's much of startups they created. This is going on with them.
And it really crossed a lakh. Before 4 years when we started our startup, it was nearly around 60,000, I guess, 60 to, if I'm not wrong, 60 to 70,000. And recently when I was inside the portal, I found out it was a lakh. Literally in the couple of years, it has drastically changed, and most of the startup guys are inside the educational institutions and they're coming out with the innovative ideas. So putting forth one more question regarding this, what do you think? Mostly 98% of the startups fail according to the stats they are telling, if I'm not wrong. So what do you think? From idea, a person is bringing that idea into a concept. Definitely he is bringing a prototype, and where do you guess the startup fails actually?
Yeah, the nice question is customer analysis, business planning. Yeah. You are making the real reason will be of that ones. We have how to say that fast thinking of people. They think that we start the business today, tomorrow we go to grow. It's not possible.
Many students think today we start a product.
Tomorrow will be subsidiary product. It's not possible with a startup. You really think that it's a way, each and every startup, first you are going to failure, that is the next you go to success. The beginning of this.
Do you feel consistency is missing here?
Yeah, exact answer. I didn't forget this one. Consistency. You want to wait continuously, be going with them, analyze your research, and then minimum I think about my point of view, my research, my think about my discussion with my startup members as founders. Minimum I think of minimum 5 years. Requirement consistently be flow with the same force and objective goal, everything be dream, everything be follow with them, definitely be achieved with them. I guess actually know that few of them my students who done it very international projects with them. One of my students whose name is Loganodans. I think he's done it within the 1 year in the turnover of 3 crores we doing with them. Logos Suntef Tech we started as a startup. We give the training to the all over well give the training to them. That is you done it in the 1 year, you are running with the ones. It's happened with them. So consistency and with the support of the parents.
Okay.
The main agenda in India, it's a very reason will be of focusing change the parents' mindset. Once the parents, still the parents are not mindset is not will be of in the entrepreneur business, thinking not innovation, not much aware about it. I think that we will only study, get the good mark, go to higher study, or will go to the job in the IT company, will get the salary, then will go to marriage, then will go to set in the life. That is the mind flow in the our people. Who is to take the risk? People will go to the startup, then the risk, and finally the consistency over 4 or 5 years will flow with the risk, will achieve the final. Enough fun, society support and friend support and family support and particularly the person mind support and the confidence about myself. These are all the big reason they need for success in the flow startup.
Yeah, as Jack Ma said the quote one day, today is harder, tomorrow is much more harder.
Yeah.
Day after tomorrow will be happy, and most people die tomorrow evening.
Very competition world now. You can see that once 10 years before is the competitions be very, very less. Now you can see that once every people know everything. You have some net available, few tips, AI came. So all things, everything's available within the fingertip. So this much of competition, you want to prove yourself means you want to think somewhat different, uniqueness. You're unique. What is your unique? You want to show that once in the customer, then only you can move with them. Then only you can approach with them. The customer, you approach the customer feedback and make the perfect business plan. Which area will cover the A, B, C, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and which need the product will be supply. You can think, make the perfect analysis. Then only you can do. You only make the startup. So without the basics, the knowledges, we simply will start means definitely will collapse with one. You see that is IBM, IIM, IIT people will start the business. With some other people going to be losers. What's happened with them? So you cannot be, but with the failure will go to be next success. Every steps. What is the meaning of this one? We go to step by step, will we reach our goal? Definitely, it's not easy to do. I can see that once 4 or 5 people will start the business, 2 or people consistently do that, it is success. Similar people will move on. One more thing, now the educational institutions, previously they don't say the first mark in the out of 600, how much they want to show that, how much students are placed in the companies, how much. Now they show that once number of students entrepreneur. That's the flow chart, that's the banner being placed in the every college itself. Now the NIRF framing introduced by central government for the based on that your innovations, research oriented, they given the ranking for these ones. You are doing number of innovations and the pattern you are applying, number start the company in the college itself, they given the ranking for you, Atal ranking, innovation ranking. That are the promotions, individuals, innovations, implementations or encouragements given by the, still given by and will give and giving by the government. This is the process going with them.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Coming back, so you have said a lot about the schemes available for budding entrepreneurs as well as students going on. Can you give me a few sample list of it, sir?
Yeah, it's of MSME, micro scale small industry, almost startup India, almost give the total 20 lakhs, more than 20 lakhs amount. The innovation voucher scheme, IVP, EDA, Entrepreneurs Development Innovation Institute in Tamil Nadu, they give the scheme of IVP A, IVP B, Innovation Voucher Program, Innovation Voucher Program B, most voucher program B, A 2 lakhs, I think. Innovation voucher program B, more than the 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs they can. Apart from that, they get the angel investors. Lot of angel investors be there in India. They are ready to share or give the share the partner itself or given the sleeping partner or ready to give the money to them, start the business or give the profit final. So a lot of schemes are nowadays available and the angel investors is there. Then the lot of bank sectors. Suppose you submit the business plan, it will be fulfill the criteria. The banks nowadays give the money up to 1 crore, 2 crore, they give the startup to India. So there's such a lot of scheme is there. So there is no fear about the students, how there is no money, how to risk, how to start the business. You have the business plan, the market analysis, customer satisfaction, research, everything is pakka. Entire departments or entire entrepreneurs innovation scheme ready to give the fund to them. And incubation centers, lot of incubation centers is available in India. They are also ready to give the money to develop the product. Now the college itself, there is a seed fund scheme, seed money schemes. The college, the management, they started a lot of investors, backers, investors. They are ready to give the fund to the students to start the business and start the company in the college itself. They make the partner with the staff and students and management. They are processing in a 3 ways path. The process is still going with a lot of institutions also. Instead, the IIT, IIM, we is going with them.
That's really great. That's really great. So putting forth a question, let me consider myself as a student here. I'm having a product. Okay, I'm solving so and so problem, and I have made a product out of it. I have brought a solution. So being a student or else an entrepreneur in the first point, being a budding entrepreneur, starting up with that, what is the next step that I should take to bring the product or else the project that I have done into a product for the customer actually?
Yeah, it's one thing. First, you want to design you have solved the current problems. You redesign fulfill the customer problems. That is the main thing. The design thinking, the concepts, what they do is you ask the questions, whatever may be, why, what, where, when, how. You ask the questions in your mind itself and identify first the problems and redesign the problems and find the solution for these problems and find the prototype, create the prototype model and find the test and find the product. That is a main important most ones. That's the main criteria. What I am saying that once in the particular points is your problem, your project, your startup, first of all fulfill the customer needs and particularly which area of people. Suppose you find the new startup, you will fulfill which area of people. That is a market analysis. Which area means the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. That is what I am saying. It is you go to city or of towns or we go to villages peoples. And the product, how much you want to sell, how much be stay long will be in the market. That is my question. Second, the question is whether it will be of reproducing further or it will be a one time the startup and any companies or any other competitors be in the market. You want to think all the things and how much you are going to be invest. These are all the considerations, main important criteria. Make the model study analysis, then make the business plan. What I am saying is the business plan should be pakka. The business plan, what are the parameters you want to include in the business plan? The first one is how much you are going to be invested. The first things, how much the sectors will be covered, how much make the profit, how much make the turnover per year. So how will be making a loan or will be making put in my hand. These are all the criteria you want to consider and which area will be covered. If they are all the first to be considered, study, then make theoretical analysis. Then compare with some competitors or anybody new in the sector. Then we go to the market product. That is the main thing.
To make it short, so first we should analyze what the problem actually customer faces in the first.
We have analyze the problem, what the customer faces. Where you redesign the problem and make the solution for the problems and find out the answer to solutions and create the new product and test the prototype and then finally implement it.
So instead of placing a problem for a solution that we have, we should first find the problem, bring a solution out of that problem, then we have to do the market analysis.
A small example for these ones. How many people know the Excel? Excel. You are using what purpose you are using Excel? You are using everybody is going to the hotel. You are everybody making a 2 paratha and 1 omelette. What they are doing that? So put it in the dustbins.
Yeah.
So one of my friend done the startup in the based Excel. Why I want to say that new innovations you are currently talking with me, the startup, how the problems identify, the solution, the design thing you talk with them. And one simple example, the case studies are done, the projects made done by my students. I tell that once you are the egg.
Yes.
Yeah. What purpose you are using egg?
We use omelets.
Off boil, full boil, whatever. The egg cell. After the finishing of egg, you are completing the egg cell. What purpose you are using the egg cell? Throw it in the dustbin. But you know that what application, whether they can use with the Excel?
Some school students make it craft, other than that I am not aware of it.
It has more calcium in the Excel.
Okay.
Out of the eggs bond is more calcium itself. It is using as fertilizers or using in the agriculture product and using somebody in the mixing with the food. Some in the medicines also they are using that. What they done it, the students go and ask every hotels. So please, I am using the separate dustbin I give to you. Put your Excel after the put the omelette, put in that myself. I will finally correct it with them. There is no problem with them. Finally, what they do daily morning, you can put in find out and combination with and connection with MOE with the 10 hotels. Morning you go and put in the dustbins. Evening you cut the with the Excel and make it the powder. And make it in the powder and make the boxes and you can supply in the online. You go and see the Google search Excel supplies.
So what they actually use the calcium for? What are
or medicines in the on food, on using a fertilizers in the agriculture. Simple product, waste product converted into startup.
So first we want to analyze where the problem is.
Yeah.
And here
How the problem, how to be solved, what are the next steps you now use. You use in the village, you know what they still using, they put in the Excel pot, simply put in the flowers and some other things using the fertilizers itself. But what they think they do, they convert it into cells, convert it into mix, put it in the machines and convert it into computer and make it into powder. It's somewhat designs. You are redesign and make it of stylises and make it a packet in the pack and supply with them. So it is a startup. We started to create it. You think somewhat different compared to other people. You make it a new product. You identify the problems.
Yeah.
Currently is there. How to make the solution. Find out the solution. How to approach the people. People approach it through by online. We can't be able to supply by door. Normally we can't supply. The people is there. Different people, different things. You can't see the Google supply. Check in the Excel powders. How much rate of cost? More than packet is 200 rupees, 300 rupees.
It's a good business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good, nice. And one of my friends will be the magic moments. The startup is started in the Coimbatore. What they had done it, he the process of in the toys. Nowadays the toys is making the plastics. The babies is using the toys is being made in the plastics. Suppose they are using what they use in the plastic is harmful. It will be a foreigners with them. But what they are doing the plastics you put in the mouth or will make me difficult. It will be harmful. Yeah. What they are doing make it using of
wood toys.
Wood toys. With using of neem wood toys. So you put it in the mouth or with the chewings, what happening making creating of it's wood toys, there is no creating, there is no harmful woods, but it's also useful for the neem blended to the body of the child. So they think of innovation, they exported this product in the all of 14 countries nowadays, the magic moments, you go and see in the net, searches in the Google. So they identify the problems, how to make the solution for these problems. Then how, where, when, how to make the solutions and redesign the problems. The problem is that they redesign the problems with the using of them different innovative thinking idea they make it, they finally make the solution, finally make the product. So people think mind always think somewhat different from the others. That is the main important way of thinking the peoples. That is that's how the innovation may be thinking is the people always think in mind itself, they want to think innovation, inventions and look the everything be different way. You are putting the Excel in the dustbin, by thinking in the mind is why you waste the Excel, you make it some new product. So that is why what think the people, that people make the success.
That's great, sir. Actually, at this podcast, we got many new insights from you, which tells us bring innovations from waste. First of all, your research item, which is from plastic, and now you said few examples of where your friends made with eggshells as well as those wooden toys, and even more amount of innovations are going on, converting the waste into a good product. That is really great, sir. Coming back to the concept that which we are speaking, where students are actually, where entrepreneurs are actually, now we sorted out a solution for a problem and we are having a solution right in hand. Taking this into the market is the next step that we are going to do. So what are the things actually we have to do as a student, especially in a student case of you who are watching this podcast especially. So what they have to do, make the product, take their product into the customer point of view. What are the steps they have to take on to analyze the customer's perspective especially?
Now the customers be everybody's smartness. The customers, you want to attract the customer, it's only your creativity, it depends upon the creativity. It's not able, my point of view cannot able to tell that once. Once the people think in the creativity is a very important key role to attract the customers. How to be replicate or how to be face the customers. How they make the product in the, which way they make the product in the way. You don't know that once upon the time the SCV model, the first came in with Scorpio. Before that Scorpio, the look is design is entirely different at the time of. So everybody will move to Scorpio. So now not of SUV the model we like with them. The first approach of customer. Nowadays we have the I think it's now fulfill satisfying the customer is very, very difficult, because they know approaches. The day by day they have the new creativity, new designs, new logo, new way of methodologies, strategies came. This will going to come. So that thing of the critical thinking is going to be based on the student's mind itself. They want to think that what type of product they want to make, how to be approach the customers. Examples, you go to the paste. When you make the paste, then how to be there. Suppose you are creating your organic paste, how to the critical thinking to make the customers first need the advertisements. The first, now what type of advertisement you will do with them, with the through way of radio or media. That is, me startup investment is very, very difficult. It will be door by door, or with the exhibitions. That's making, or with online, or you do promotion of the YouTube channels, or what type of customers, how to be approach the customers with a product, how to different from product from others. You want to show that how to advantage the prices, design of the product, how much quantity you will be give to them. So the thinking, the questions more than 10 or 10, 15 questions, the making with of each one, the critical thinking, the innovation of mind, that is need for each product may be different. Each product may be different. That is what then only they make the customer approaches way to be richer customers. Another one examples I want to tell that ones, the water bottles. You know that ones, we have the aqua water bottles you are using, that ones previously we have the aqua one Bisleri, similar to that ones. Nowadays different type of bottles, different type of shapes we have find out that ones. I have seen that the critical thinking. You know that ones, previously they know the only the 2 or 3 companies Bisleri bottles run in the India. Now new startups companies started the business in the water bottles of mineral waters. Then what is the making of design of the bottles? You can see that once. Now you can see the size of the bottles, shape of the bottles, make the design of bottles 250 ml, 500 ml, shape the designs, curve design, different types of things. So which people they make, we make the attraction with them, they will be by the ones. Simple a water bottle, they make some critical thinking. They think that the critical things involved, they make the new innovation designs. Similar to you are using the fakes and design the things, everything they make you things with them. However, whatever you can feel free of customers and to make more lazy of getting more lazy to the customer, they want to purchase the product, then product will be success. Easy handling, user friendly, that is must need of your product. That is must need this product. User friendly is a must need.
Yes. That
is one of these ones. User friendly is a very, very important criteria to product be sell in the market. So every new startup or every students, first you think that your product is very much user friendly, easily approachable, user friendly product to be accessible. With service oriented product, service oriented business means is easily approachable. Customer can be easily approachable to you. Market will be easy product means user friendly to you. These are all the criteria you must aware and know, then make the analysis, then you will do the process. It's and also it very different places different. It's not be of all the places make it on. Example, you know the Ford.
Yes.
Ford motor is, but no, there is no in India. Why is the reasons? Why you don't feel the customer satisfactions? And Fiat group, the ground clearance of vehicles, the ground clearance between the tire and road, the ground clearance is very, very low. It's not fulfilled for the Indian road vehicle. It's gapping up. Speed brake is move with them. It will be gapping. Touches with them. Ground clearance. That is the main reason. But in the foreign, there is no the speed brakes. There is no dump. The technology is entirely different. So, but it's not they can successful in the India. So, the which area you will start the product. That is main important. Which area, which peoples. That's it. Being like say tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Your product is going to be sales for whom? You want to buy into the new organic product. It's an organic awareness will be that city people only know that. The village people don't know anything about that. You know the strategies only city people says only they find out the using of organic product and few of those people. The villages we can able to supply the organic products. Definitely. So that is that's product how much people you want to cover. You want to be think and make the product. We go to export the product means you think that's similar where to that. Foreign countries how to be like, how to make it, how much quality is needed, how much of product will be in good quality. That is criteria also will be considered. So these are all the important impact factors you must know to market analyze for the business response.
That's great. Thanks for the greatest insight that you have given, sir. That's a lot, sir, actually. So we have gained a lots of insights from you. First of all, you spoke about your experience being a teacher for 15 years inside the entire ecosystem that you have crossed upon. And we spoke a lot about how to convert waste into a good useful product for the customer. And you taught us more how a student has to concentrate on market and what are the perspective he has to think to attain the customer satisfaction and to make the customer obsessed of the product. Thanks a lot for giving those contents, sir. And in part 2, we will cover what is the importance of intellectual patents, and when I'm bringing out a product, when a student or a new entrepreneur is bringing out a product, how IP plays a role there and what are the investors' scope on it. And we will speak more about the startup ecosystem, how it is building up inside the educational institutions, and more on. Let me leave this topic to your audience. So, being a student who wish to take on a startup career or being a budding entrepreneur, you can post any question that you want to ask to Dr. Ganapathi. So he has a lot of experience in the teaching profession as well as he is a mentor of entrepreneurship development, and he has applied for 8 patents out of which 4 is granted successfully, and moreover he is my mentor as well. So I believe that whatever your questions are to be answered in part 2.